Hey guys, so I've got kind of what I'll call a rumor report. And yesterday, a Reddit thread on skincare addiction was discussing the Cosrx Aloe Soothing Sun Cream. And they mentioned that Cosrx told them that it was not SPF 50, it was SPF 38.5, I believe. So after hearing that, I emailed Cosrx and I kind of heard different rumors about it. Actually, they said that it's not on the market right now. They're remanufacturing it. It's going to be re-available in 2 weeks, and there are no issues involving it. So at this point, without any official source or statement from Cosrx anywhere or any published article, I can't really confirm it because I'm getting kind of hearing two different things, although it's really possible that this rumor is true and that there's two different employees at Cosrx that aren't in the loop. I'm not exactly sure, but at this point, to err on the side of caution, especially if you have a personal or familial history of skin cancer, you're probably better off discontinuing using it until there's more information or official source out there. I mean, I guess at this point, nothing would surprise me. So just kind of FYI, sending you the rumors because I can't really confirm it either way. So anyway, so if that is indeed true, it's going to be more interesting because at this point, there's really three main manufacturers of sunscreens for small K-beauty brands that have really, in my opinion, done a disservice to the brands that they were hired to create sunscreens for. They really screwed them over. And in turn, the brands, unknowingly, I really believe none of them knew that this was indeed the case, screwed over their customers. And the biggest issue is if these brands would have popped $5,000 to $10,000 to do an independent test, or a couple of them before they launched it, this probably wouldn't have happened, or maybe it would have happened. I'm not exactly sure, but really these brands were screwed over by these manufacturers. So it's getting interesting. I guess there's more and more news every day about it, and most of it ends up being true. So I guess to be a little positive, I thought I'd mention sunscreens from Kbeauty that I still use. I made a video for Patreon about it yesterday and then mentioned Cosrx and then decided to take it down because at this point, I guess I wouldn't trust Cosrx because I just don't know. I mean, there's the rumors, but nothing really confirmed or publicly stated. So anyway, these these manufacturers have really done a disservice to the Korea skincare industry, and definitely the Korean sunscreen industry as a whole. These manufacturers, the brands per se, aren't necessarily to blame 100%. Their biggest fault is they couldn't afford or just didn't pop for the independent test before they put it to market. But I guess they trusted these manufacturers, which I guess if you're making products and you hire someone to do it, which I'm probably pretty sure wasn't cheap, you trust them. Which I guess at this point, no brand will probably ever trust a manufacturer. Again, and every consumer will be more skeptical, which is probably a good thing. And this, again, it's not necessarily per se unique to Korea. I mean, a lot of reputable brands have had sunscreens at some point or another fail or not do as well as they had advertised. But what does make this unique is it's three manufacturers in Korea that are specifically at blame for this, and the KFDA who didn't stop it or know what was going on. Okay, so to add some positivity, these are a few I still use at this point. You don't necessarily need to use them yourself, but I thought I would be a little positive because, you know what, the whole industry from Kbeauty has really had a lot of damage to it. So there's still a few I use. Personally, if you have a personal or familiar history of skin cancer, I don't necessarily recommend you use these. I'd probably recommend you go with Bioderma or a brand that has made sunscreen for a long time, La Roche-Posay, things like that. Anyway, so these are a few I still use. And the first one is Round Lab. In this whole mess where this is all still happening, they have already taken their sunscreen off the market, reformulated it, and put it back out. And the gal from the Korea Skin Institute has already tested it. And it looks like it's good. And I really like this one. No white cast. Light, minimal white cast. Feels very nice and elegant on the skin. If I'm exercising outside, it's very skinny. There we go. Very sunny. This wouldn't be the first one I would go to, but it's still on a day-to-day basis one I like to use. Okay, next one up, Dr. Oracle 2-in-1 Thera Sunblock. This one has a light white cast, a little bit of fragrant oils in it, but overall I've found this one works very well for me and works nicely under makeup. still one I use regularly. The Alive Lab Relaxing Centella Sun Shield. This one is a combo sunscreen. Pretty noticeable white cast, but it does fade if you use foundation or a beauty balm over it. It's not noticeable, but if you just apply this one and go, there is a little bit of a white cast, and this one is a nice one, so one that I still use. This one was tested, I believe, when the second wave of tests was done, and this one was shown to be above the SPF 50 advertised. This is the Iope UV Sun Shield. This one seems to do a good job. It has a little bit of fragrance in it and a very mild white cast, but this one is one I still trust and use. Although if I'm going to the beach, I'm going with Bioderma. Their Photomax line is amazing, and if you have a personal or familial history of skin cancer, I'd go with Bioderma. They make some amazing sunscreens, or the Altruist. Okay, make Prem. Overall, I still trust their sunscreens. I don't know if I'm a fool at this point. I could be, but I've never had any burn issues with their sunscreens. They seem to know what they're doing. The filters seem to be pretty high up. This one that I'm mentioning is a mineral sunscreen with zinc and titanium dioxide. It's got a bit of a pink cast, which kind of warms up the skin tone. And it works nicely under a beauty balm. So this one so far has never done me wrong, or that brand. And the last one with an amazing 6 filters is the Isntree. This one is really nice. The Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel. Isntree has a few sunscreens out there. This is the specific one. Their other sunscreens aren't as impressive as this one. I'm just going to say it like this. No fragrance. No denatured alcohol if you have dry skin. 6 filters, a moderate white cast, but again, works well. I've never been burned using this one, and I still trust this one. If this one is found to be phony, you're going to have to knock me over with a paperweight. No, like, I don't know. Knock me over with a feather, but knock me over with a feather means I'm easily knocked over. So, I don't know, whatever. This one still impresses me. I guess I'm just going to say that. Why am I so bad at, like, what are those called? Synonyms? Antonyms? Or, like when you say, like, knock me over with a feather, or revenge is best served on a cold plate. What are those? I don't know. Whatever. I'm just going to stop talking because now I'm just looking like a fool. But I'm kind of good at looking like a fool. Anyway. So those are my thoughts today. I'm interested in hearing from you guys, or if you have more info on the Cosrx, or like an official source or something that can actually be like relied upon, leave a comment. Reddit doesn't count as an actual source. So whatever. Anyway, those are my thoughts today. Love hearing from you. I will see you more later. Okay, bye.